In Minnesota, W-2 versus 1099 isn't a decision you can make because you feel like it. There's actually a real control test that you can do to make sure that you classify it correctly. However, the reality is a lot of employers pay what should be employees as contractors out of fear of the extra cost and the unknown that comes with bringing them on as an employee. And the reality is, yes, it is more expensive. And so what I did was I broke down exactly what a painter that was getting paid as a contractor would cost if you paid them as an employee. And these are from real figures from a client of mine. And so you can see exactly how your situation might line up. So I used $60,000 as the wage example. And you'll see here the employer FICA portion, which is Social Security and Medicare, is going to come out to $4,590. FUTA, Federal Unemployment Tax Assessment, is only going to be $42. And then this Minnesota UI, which is a tricky tax, it's called unemployment insurance, is going to be $1,400. Now, this is a tax that actually changes each year. You get what's called a tax rate determination letter, and I can talk more about what exactly that entails, but you do need to understand that it's going to come out of your bottom line. You need to stay on top of it, and your payroll system has to be able to handle the deposits and filing quarterly. And I'll touch base on the payroll system itself. But the next tax that's going to be on your cost column is going to be the Minnesota Paid Family Medical Leave. And this is new as of 2026. It's going to be 0.66% split evenly between the employer and employee. And so for a $60,000 salary, that's going to come out to $396 out of your bottom line. Finally, the biggest cost making a contractor into a W-2 is actually going to be workers' compensation insurance. For painters specifically, they pay $8.51 for every $100 that they pay their employee. So in my client's example, he had to pay $5,106 in workers' comp insurance just to pay their employee. Now, those are the hard costs of hiring. The other aspect that you need to factor in would be the earn sick and safe time, which isn't that crazy, but you do want to make sure you're tracking it and doing it correctly in your payroll system. And basically, it means that you owe the employee 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours they work, up to a maximum of 48 hours. And so that's one of the soft costs. And the final soft cost is going to be the payroll system itself. And I have another video on which system would work best for you. And personally, you get a discount through me as an accountant working through your payroll system, helping you get registered and making sure that it's set up correctly. Nonetheless, payroll is going to cost you around $150 a month. So if we add up the total cost, we're going to be looking at around $14,000 extra. And so that multiplier that you can anticipate would be around 1.25. And this is a pretty good estimate for what your costs would be if you were looking at a painter employee versus a 1099. On the other hand, if you kept them as a 1099, the cost is going to be $60,000. You don't have any taxes or workers' comp cost, but the real risk is that you are misclassifying and you run the risk of back taxes and owing interest and penalties on top of the risk of them getting hurt on a job site when they should have been an employee, and then you can actually be personally liable. So I hope this breakdown was really helpful. Again, if you're looking to have some clarity on your payroll system, or simply have questions around hiring or being efficient with your taxes, feel free to reach out. My information is in the description. And if you like tax content, subscribe. Hablamos español y me encantaría conectar con ustedes.